welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Today, we're talking about the foundation upon which the foundation is built. Now, how many layers are there? I hear you asking. Well, many more, although this is at least the layer that we want to build all change, all growth, all empowerment from. And in essence, the 5 pillars can't exist without this one. The topic is awareness, as you may or may not know, or may not be aware of. You know, why would you want to be aware? Well, there's a bee on your nose, so you might want to catch that. And it's happening all the time. What? Well, things in your awareness, things out of your awareness. If we look at episodes, or actually, unless you're a client or been to one of my live events, this is something you might not be aware of. There's that word again. You actually will be, because I'm going to do an episode on it really soon. But it's, again, all about those things that we're not aware of due to the function of your deeper mind. Now, your unconscious mind is doing this magnificent job of filtering information. It deletes information, it distorts information, and it generalizes it. It's all it's doing, all the time, which is really fantastic. It's super important. We do need our unconscious mind to be doing that job. If we didn't, well, our neurology would probably fry. At least our conscious mind would not be able to cope. So the conscious mind can deal with 7 ± 2 chunks of information, and the rest gets deleted, distorted, and generalized. Great, because that means I don't have to. I think a nice metaphor is as a prehistoric caveman, cavewoman, and I'm, being chased by a woolly mammoth, if you can get that picture in your mind. Now, I'm not too aware of maybe the rough pebbles or the thorn that I got caught in my foot. I don't want to be super aware of that if I'm on the run for my life. So, things do need to fade in and fade out of awareness. It's kind of like being on radio frequencies. We are tuned into, even for you to be tuning in now, you have to tune into this frequency. And as you do that, as you narrow your focus and your attention and your awareness, you alter your state. Your state shifts, your state changes. And as it is now different, and you start to listen to my voice, and perhaps, maybe you're sitting or standing or lying down or driving. And as you're doing the things that you're doing now, you may or may not be aware of the temperature of the room, or the contact that your body's making with the chair, or the bed or the floor, or perhaps the weight of your feet on the ground. And you certainly wouldn't be aware of what you're going to be doing 16 Mondays from now. Or not unless I actually brought that to your attention and then it comes inside of your awareness. So we can only, that demonstration being that we can only be aware of a certain amount of things in any given moment. That helps us to be able to focus. It helps us to be able to get tasks done. helps us be able to tune out things that we don't want to tune into. And here's the paradox. Tuning things out that we don't want to tune into is helpful, and yet is one of the major root causes of almost all the problems I see in clinic, that I help people overcome, guide them through that. A large part of any kind of change work, whether you want to have better relationships or have that family life that you want to, and that those, again, relationships there, but also the picture of the family that you want, whether it's have the health and fitness goals that you desire, or whether it's simply making more money, getting that promotion, soaring to those heights that you might want to do. Awareness is king in this model of change. I'm quoting myself there. Something that I stumbled across, I was taught somewhere along the line, and I guess I've let that settle in and regurgitate, rise back up to the surface so I can regurgitate and bring back to my own awareness in a way that suits me best to process that information. If we're not aware of certain things, certain aspects, certain emotions, certain thoughts, well, there can be problems. Anything outside of your conscious awareness can control you. So my metaphor is kind of like something that's outside of your awareness can almost turn you into a puppet. You can be controlled by that thing, by that element, by that emotion, by that thought, or by that factor. And as you bring aspects into your world, into your conscious awareness, you gain control over them. And, I'm not a control freak, but I prefer to be in the driver's seat of my life than in the passenger seat complaining that we're not going where I want, or, seeing the sights that I want to see. So awareness. I'm going to continually throw back to awareness, call back, refer back, or just highlight the importance of awareness. If we look at it from a tangible point of view, and again, not just why, but how. Meditation is a really easy way to begin to cultivate awareness. Specifically, I've got a tool that I'm going to be sharing online on the podcast, in fact. So it's not up live yet. And what I'm going to do is I'll let you know. If you're listening carefully, you'll know the episode and know where to go to get this wonderful tool that you certainly can't listen to while driving, because it is hypnotic in nature, and you're going to be asked to close your eyes too. So that certainly it's not non-conducive to being on the road. Though, by connecting with your breath and using this tool that is really, really helpful. It is one of the many ways you can start to become aware. We can do introspection. That's another way to become aware. And how is this going to be helpful for you? I think a really nice way to put it, and a useful hook for you to actually see the value in awareness. Well, it's back to your unconscious mind and your body mind, or your body in and of itself, and how it sends messages to you, how it communicates to you. I was recently listening to an interview with Dr. David Perlmutter, and he's the author of Grain Brain, if you're interested in that, and how gluten and refined foods can really affect someone and keep them in inflammation and, you know, hold depression in its place or arthritis or whatever that might be. Or, you know, a lot of chronic disease or dis-ease comes from inflammation, and a lot of that is to do with gluten. That's another story, but what Dr. Perlmutter was speaking about, and I just love the metaphor. You know, a lot of people don't want to have acid reflux. It's very uncomfortable. So, you know, people get a lot of reflux, and the industries around you know, different types of relief for that is pretty big, and certainly can be helpful if you look at it from one angle. I think, to paraphrase loosely what Dr. Perlmutter said, you know, if you are getting reflux after eating a pie or maybe a particular kind of curry, or having a big milkshake, and you might wake up in the middle of the night and who knows, maybe have something like burning in your throat that's making you not feel so nice. I've been there before, so I can speak from experience. If you are eating food and then you're feeling really uncomfortable, heartburn, reflux, acid, all these awful uncomfortable feelings, physiologically speaking, you might not want to put that in your mouth anymore. It's all about awareness. I mean, that's a mechanism. That's a mechanism that your unconscious mind, your body is evolved over, you know, hundreds of thousands of years and beyond to tell you, hey, stop that. Now, you could listen to it and go, hey, I know, I really like the milkshake. Tastes great. But if I weigh it up, you know, on one side of the scales, yummy milkshake. On the other side of the scales, horrible burning sensation and really uncomfortable and can't sleep properly and can't exercise because of that, and my energy's low and can't focus, can't do my work, and, you know, a lot of disruption in life, you might want to choose just stopping that. But if that's outside of my awareness, I mean, I work with a lot of clients that until we start looking closely at what it is that they're eating, they just don't know. It could be for so many different types of presenting problems: energy, depression, anxiety, you name it. Chronic pain, definitely. All of these things, outside of what you can do mentally and emotionally, you've got to start looking at what's going in physically. And being aware of what's happening physically is a start, and starting to connect those dots. So I want to feel better. I want you to feel better. And the beginning of feeling better and applying the 5 pillars of empowerment and all that wonderful stuff that I tend to speak on at length. We build the foundation of change, evolution, and growth on awareness. So trust this makes sense. And, you know, if you've got any questions about awareness and that side of things, how can you be more aware? Certainly happy to field any of those in whatever capacity I'm capable of. Thanks so much for joining me. Matthew Tweedy, hypnosis.com.au. Matthew Tweedy, Matthew Tweedy Hypnosis, the Instagram, Facebook, of course, the Power of Practice podcast. Subscribe, rate, and if you can make some time, go ahead and review. This is Matthew Tweedy saying, ciao for now. Keep growing and evolving.